Hello, my people. I wanted to get on here and I needed to do this review real quick before I forget about it because it was forgetful worthy. But as you guys seen, we went to New York this weekend. And initially we had, what was it? We had, I think it was the Hilton or something like that right there in Times Square. We had booked that. My sister turned around, switched it for a different booking because, just trying to rearrange some stuff. And when you book hotels, I'm the type of person that I book it based off of the map. A lot of people will book it based off of the pricing. I take the pricing into consideration, but I also look at the map to see where I want to be. Like, what are the attractions I want to be next to, and whatnot. So that's pretty much how I base my booking for a hotel. So I wanted to get on here and review the hotel that we stayed at. It was the Hotel New York, downtown Manhattan. Okay, it literally is called that. And so my thing is, when my sister booked this hotel, I don't think she took into account the location. She definitely didn't take into account the location. And so, we used book.com. I don't use booking.com or booking.com. I don't use it because I know booking.com does like the leftover rooms that nobody wants and whatnot. And now I know that booking.com overbooks certain locations. Overbooks. All right. But this particular location, our cousin stayed in recently and they did the same thing to her. So I think they're doing it across the board. All right. They only have a certain amount of standard double full beds, right? They only have a certain amount, but booking.com will let you book a standard 2 beds, even though this particular hotel only has a certain amount. So you can keep booking and they won't have anything. All right. They won't have anything. So when you get there, they will give you what they call a king size bed for the same price as a standard double, which that's a no-go because I have a king size bed in my bedroom because I love my space. And my daughter used to sleep with me all the time and I needed my space. I'm a light sleeper. So if somebody's moving next to me, I literally wake up and I can't go back to sleep. I'm a very light sleeper. Like, I could hear a pin drop and I'm up for the rest of the night. I hate it. But my situation is, it takes me a few times to roll over my bed to get to the other side. Okay? So when they're saying king size bed, it's, like I rented the room for me, my son Alex, and Shayla. So me and Shayla were going to stay in one bed. Alex was going to stay in another. And so when we get there, the lobby is full. Okay? Remind you, Hotel New York, downtown Manhattan. When you see this, avoid at all cost. All right? Because it's just not worth it. It's really not worth it. And so it's literally located right next to the 9/11 monument. It's literally like you can literally cross the street and you're at that, like the fountain. the pool, the infinity pool for the 9/11 memorial, you're right there. You're like, like less than a quarter of a mile away from the mall where, like the white structure with all the, like it's just amazing. You'll probably see the pictures if you're on my Facebook. But, like it's in a decent location. It's a quiet location. It has like a pub right next to it. It has, like a garage right down the street where you can park. It'll cost you an arm and a leg, trust me, but at least it has a garage that you can park in. Like, what was it? From Friday night to Saturday evening when we went to the sugar factory, it was like $98 for me to park in that garage. So be aware. But when I got there, I pull up, I park my car, me and the kids bring our luggage and whatnot into the lobby, and the lobby is mobbed. This little Asian lady comes out and says, everybody stand in line, go sit down, we'll call you up in the order that you've arrived. And of course, you think everybody's going to be honest about the time they arrived or be patient, right? Because everybody's trying to do the same thing. You know what I mean? I just came from 4 to 5 hour drive. 4? Yeah, more like 4 with my foot. Yeah, more like 4. So we've come a long way. And we're just as tired as the next person, right? But we sit down, fine and dandy. We have a couple of more people come in after we've been there and sitting there. Of course, they don't know why we're sitting around, waiting around. So they walk and get in what they thought was the line, but it's just the next person that was up to go to the counter. So they stand behind the person that's already in at the counter. So the guy that was standing there, the security that was standing there, let them know, hey, everybody else is waiting. You're going to need to wait your turn. So you get a couple of ladies that are all upset and whatnot. Next thing you know, the people that were in front of us go up to the counter, and I can clearly hear voices getting louder. And I'm wondering, I'm not liking the way this is going, right? So I clearly hear words getting, louder, discussion getting louder, and I hear no more double beds. I hear only king size bed. And this lady has like 4 people with her. Okay? I just have 3. I can fit us 3 into a king size bed if you give me a freaking king size bed. And so I'm like sitting there and I'm like, ooh, that's not good. That's not good. But I'm thinking, okay, if they're going to give us just a king size bed, they'll probably just discount the price. I'm thinking they're going to discount the price, right? So all of a sudden, the lady that came in after me, she's still trying to sneak her way into the front of the line. But the dude, the security guard, was really, really nice. He comes up to me, black guy, tall, probably like 6'4", long dreads, comes up to me, says, hey, I got you. I was like, thank you. He's like, I got you. I'm watching her. Because I'm looking at her like, dude, we're waiting here, and you think you're just going to walk in and just, like go and register como si nada, like nothing. And so I'm like, okay, thank you. So he notices that the people that were in front of me are ready to finish. He calls me up, and he tells the lady, hey, this, he points to me. She's next. just stand back a little bit so when, there's an available spot, she can, be seen. So there's 2 people doing registration. One is specifically for the king size bed, and another one was just for prior reservations. So I'm thinking, I have a prior reservation. Let me go to the prior reservation lady. The lady that was trying to sneak in, she looks at me and she's like, oh, which one are you going to go to? I says, all of a sudden in my head and out of my mouth comes, the first one that's available, I'll go to. Because I'm thinking, if I have a prior reservation, I have a prior reservation, right? So I end up going to the lady that's doing prior reservations. Like nothing, right? I said, oh yeah, I went through booking.com and I booked for a standard 2 bed. We have no more 2 beds. We only have a king. And it's the same price as the 2 standard. Really? Really? My sister's not there yet. She's still on her way. And she has 4 in her party. I only have 3. She has 4. She has herself, her son, her daughter, and her daughter's friend. How in the world are we going to fit 4 people in a bed, a king-size bed, even a king-size bed at that? You know what I mean? I got an incredible king-size bed, but I don't think I could fit 4 people comfortably. All right? So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking to myself, it's only for 2 nights, right? Maybe my sister can get, her 2 beds. Let's just do it, get it over with. My son was like, oh, I'll sleep on the floor. Even better, there's more room for everybody. The floor was actually really comfortable, but I don't highly recommend it. So we book, I wasn't about, it was, like 5 o'clock. I wasn't about to start looking for another place, right? Remember, Hotel New York, downtown Manhattan. Do not book. Do not book. They are ghetto as all heck. We get to the room. Room's decent and everything. Room's clean, whatnot, whatever. Nice, right? 1 key works, 1 key doesn't. We go in. It's a little tight. Just a little tight. Enough room on the other side of the bed that my son could sleep. Not enough room. Just enough room for you to walk on the other side of the bed so you can, get onto the bed. On the other side, there was enough room for my son to sleep. I mean, like twin size bed type size sleep, right? The bed was not a king size bed. I repeat to you, it is not a king size bed. If they try and tell you that it's a king size bed, they are lying. They are full on lying. That thing is between a full and a queen. I would say it's a queen size bed, because I could still touch my daughter on the other side of the bed without having to roll over. Like literally, not even extend my arm all the way. Like if I extend my arm all the way, by the time I extend my arm all the way, my elbows already touched my daughter. So it was between a full and a queen. All right. So yeah. It was a total ripoff. It was a total ripoff. There was no microwave whatsoever. The refrigerator was really, really small, and it didn't cool anything or keep anything cool. The TV was ghetto as all heck. The reception, the Wi-Fi was so slow that my son couldn't even connect his PS5, his PlayStation 5. Yeah. It was, and then when my sister came, they gave her what they called the queen's king size bed, which is actually like a full or queen. It was just a hot mess. It was a hot mess, and I would highly discourage anybody from using that hotel. There is better hotels that you could use. Then when it was time for us to figure out, let's go to Times Square, we go on to Uber, $78 just to get to Times Square. $78. And it would take us an hour on foot and probably 23 minutes in car. Nah, that was not happening. So we had a crash course. I have never been in the New York transit system, right? This hotel right down the street is the New York Red Line, okay? We took the New York Red Line, probably about 13 stops over to Times Square. I don't know how we made it. It was by the grace of God that we asked for instructions. We asked for guidance at the little booth right there at the train station, and we made it. I was surprised. I was totally surprised that we actually made it because we were completely and utterly clueless. We were hungry. We were tired. Like, it was just interesting, to say the least. But we made it. We made it. We did it. We went over to Times Square. We enjoyed the sights. We ate. We, walked. We shopped. It was nice. It was nice. But the gist or the point to this particular video was for me to review Hotel New York, downtown Manhattan. It's too far from Times Square, so don't bother. If your main focus is Times Square, don't bother. If your main focus is the 9/11 museum, the 9/11 monument, the 9/11, wall that we saw that I wasn't aware was there, the 9/11 infinity pool, like if you want to see those things, that's the place to go. If that's all you want to go without the Times Square and all that other stuff, that's where you go. And you don't have a lot of people in your party, that you can go there. You can go there. If you're just, couples, or if you're doing a solo trip and you plan to sleep in one bed, fine and dandy. You do you, boo. And, it is what it is. But if you're planning to go more than two people needing more than one bed, it is not the place to go. And the staff there, yes, the security guard was really nice, but the desk staff, especially the manager, he was pretty nasty to people. I was watching, he wasn't nasty to me because I wasn't about to start asking questions and then get into, a discussion with him. But he plainly told people, if you don't like it, you can call booking.com, cancel your reservation, and have them find you another place to go. That is not how you answer people. That is not how you do that. Like, for me, a little bit more empathy, people. He probably deals with this on a regular basis. Why accept or why do a partnership with booking.com if you're not going to honor the reservations that are made on booking.com? Cut your ties. That's how I see it. Cut your ties. Don't do the partnership if you can't follow through on the reservations that are made on that. Plain and simple. But I wanted you guys to know because, Jazz Talks, one of the things that I said I would bring to you guys is review on places on the trips that I go to. Review on places and things to do. I still have an outstanding review on Atlantis, which I'll do separately because we're on 20-minute mark here. But Hotel New York, downtown Manhattan. Not recommended for more than 1 or 2 people planning to sleep on 2 beds, more than 1 bed. And not recommended for people that specifically want to go to enjoy Times Square, experience all that stuff, because you will have to take the red line to Times Square, which is about 13 stops away. And only recommended for people that only need 1 bed and are specifically there for the 9/11 museum, monument, wall, infinity pool. Yeah, that stuff. All right. So my people, let me know what other things that you guys would like to hear and what other things that you would like me to review in the comment line. Hit subscribe. It's free. I've had a couple of people ask me if it's free. Subscribing to a YouTube channel just gives you an alert whenever I decide to post a video. Okay? It is completely free. All right, my people. Love you guys. Peace out.